Okay, what we have here, the first thing we're going to assume you've already gotten your WordPress installed. Okay, so you've gone into your cPanel and you've already installed it. So we're going to go from that point. Right now, there's no plugins installed. There's nothing set or working, and we're working on this particular blog right here, Larry's Classifieds. First thing you do is go into FileZilla. Now let me open this up. Alright, go into the site manager and let's connect. Okay, now that it's connected, you got to open up and you want to go into public HTML, and then you want to go into WP Contents and open it up further and then click on plugins. Okay, now from that point you want to go into, I created a file specifically for the ClassiPress. So click on that, and basically I'm going to go ahead on and add to queue. Basically, you got to add everything in the queue. And you see all these particular plugins. Not all of them are absolutely necessary, but I found that these have been the ones that have worked the best. And some you may, well, we'll be needing them for every blog, especially if we're hosting them. And that's like the role manager, and that'll be a whole separate separate session on that particular one, setting up the role manager. Okay, now once all of those have been selected in there, okay, I think there's one more in here I didn't select, which actually going to have to just upload. That's the only wire one. But go in here now, go to Process Queue, and as you see, it processes the queue. It's uploading everything into the plugin subdirectory. Let's open that up a little bit, and you'll see them popping in. Okay, well, while it's doing that, one thing I generally do when I go into the plugins, because for the most part it's a little annoying, is this one Hello Dolly. I basically just delete that one. I mean, you can choose to keep it if you want. I just don't see that it has much use, so I go ahead on and delete it, and still let the other plugins go. Now, while those are uploading, there's one other plugin that you have to upload this way, and that's the only wire one. The other ones are just FTP over. So I go into there, go into my folder, and there's the only wire one. And go ahead on and install that while the other ones are going. Okay, now you don't want to activate it yet, so just leave it alone for right now. In fact, you don't want to activate any of the plugins just yet. So let me go back over to here and see how we're going. It's still transferring the plugins in. Now you see over here I have a list. Make sure you have the list. Like the first one on here, the ASCII, that's really not required, and especially since they started charging for it. I mean, it's not. I mean, it supposedly helps keep down spam, but I've installed many blogs with it without having to have that on there, so it's not a absolute must. I just happen to still have my own ASCII key code, so I'll install it in there since I do. But my understanding is they started charging for it, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be installing it as much anymore. So let me just save this list here. We're still installing. Let's see how far are we in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead on and pause this and let it continue to install. Okay, now we've got all the plugins installed. Now once they're installed too, you also want to do one other thing. Also go to the appearance setting here, and we've got to install the Classic Press theme as well. So click the Add New and Upload. Browse. And I like to create a folder that has different themes and everything in it for organizational purposes. Thanks to my lovely wife Isabel, who's taught me some things on organization. Okay, let's see. Block themes, there we go. Classic Press 3.02. That's the latest version right now. There it is. And once that's installed, you do want to activate it. That's one thing. Go ahead and activate it, and we're good to go. Okay, looks like I got some kind of error. Wonder why. Let me see. I'm gonna have to see why this plugin didn't activate. Sometimes you have some errors with this. Let's see. Okay, I'm still getting that internal error. Guess I'm going to have to see why that didn't activate. Maybe it's for some of the plugins it needs. Let's see, we don't want to activate that. We don't want to activate that or that just yet. Super cache just yet on that. So let me see. Let's go ahead and activate these. Okay, let me go to the dashboard. Okay, let me just upgrade the plugins that need to be upgraded. Okay, looks like it updated the plugins that needed updating. And now let me see what the problem is with that theme, why it didn't, why we had problems with it. Hopefully it won't have a problem now. Let's install a theme. Okay, that must have been what it was. There was some that weren't activated. So when you copy this post link to permalink, and go to your permalink structure, make sure you change that. Because you kind of have to change it with Classic Press. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here.